How to do a barbell bench press, all right, a barbell bench press. I'm gonna start with this dowel with a stick, and then I'm gonna progress over into the barbell. So first things first, with any lift, number one is your setup, okay? So first thing is your setup. We're gonna start there. When you're setting up, I like to start setting the shoulders first, then the feet, then the hands, and then take out the bar, okay? So that's your setup. So step one is setup, step two is take out, step three is your press, all right? So I'm gonna break it down, all right? Before we get to the barbell, I'm just gonna demonstrate with this before we get to the bar, okay? So when the bar comes out, all right? When the bar comes out, whether you're taking a lift off or a self lift, when the bar comes out, first things first is you're gonna find your tipping point of where the bar feels strong and stable. You go too much to your belly button, it's not going to feel strong. Too much towards your eyes and your head, it's not going to feel strong. You're going to find a nice, good tipping point where it's going to feel strong and stable, okay? Next thing is you want to grip the bar very hard, especially with your pinkies. So I'm going to pinky squeeze that bar and try to break the bar in my hands really hard, okay? Make sure your hands are even, and you can use the markings on a bar to make sure that your hands are even, all right? So next thing is, when you take the bar out, big breath in through your nose or your mouth or both, all right? With bench, usually there's a few advantages to nose breathing. So you're gonna take bar out, big breath before it comes out. When the bar comes out, rebreathe, then big chest up and lats tight. So this is my starting position for the bench, all right? So I'm trying to keep my head pushing back into the bench, trying to keep my chest up high and my lats tight, my glutes tight. From here, you're gonna bring the barbell down to a touch point somewhere between your lower ribs and your nipple. Somewhere around here, you're gonna find a sweet spot, okay? A general rule of thumb starting off is one of two things. Find a touch point that feels comfortable for you, or bring the bar to the highest point of the body, all right? There's no right or wrong. It's finding what's best for you, and everybody's a little different. When the bar starts coming down, you want to pull the bar down with your back instead of just letting the bar come down passively, which will keep your upper back and your lats tight. Reach up to the bar as the bar is coming down to you. Now when you touch, it's important that you try to touch the same position every single rep. So if I touch here, my touch point is too high, touch point too low, touch point just right. And if you can see here now, my elbows are directly under the barbell, if it was the barbell, okay? So you always want your elbows underneath the barbell. You don't want them too high, you don't want them too low. The bar will get away from you either way, okay? So elbows under the bar. Big breath. Generally speaking, if the bar is moving, you're not breathing. So take air at the top, create maximal tension, squeeze everything. Okay, and I could spend 20 minutes alone teaching the bench press, so I'm gonna try to keep this as simple as possible. So now I'm gonna go over to the bar, and I'm gonna set up. So I want you to kind of like watch the steps as I go through my setup. Shoulders first, feet second, hands tight third, take the bar out, then begin my press, all right? So, first thing first, make sure my rack heights are good and everything I need is already done before I start my lift, before I start my setup, okay? So I'm gonna lie down. Set up by pushing my shoulders into the bench hard, trying to create almost like Velcro with my back and the bench. So I'm gonna set my shoulders. When my shoulders are set, I'm gonna reset my feet, get my feet tight. So I'm trying to push the floor away from me, push my body back this way, okay? So shoulders are set, feet are set, head is set, glutes are tight, pretty uncomfortable, which means I'm ready to bench. Now from here, I'm gonna set my hands, make sure that they're even. I'm gonna grip the bar very tight, especially with my pinkies, and I'm gonna take out the bar. Big breath before I do. Drag the bar out, hold. Now from here, I'm trying to pull the bar apart, arch my chest up, and keep everything tight. Big breath before I go. And then back into the rack. I also want to make sure that when I'm benching, I'm driving the bar away from me, but I'm also pushing my back into the bench. Okay, so really you want opposing forces. Back into the bench, bar away from you, and think about driving yourself away from the bar instead of driving the bar away from you. It'll keep your shoulders a little bit tighter. So that's the bench press. in a nutshell. I hope this helped you, and give it a try. Cheers. 5 minutes, holy crap.